is body weight strength. So no equipment needed. Yoga mat is recommended. Sneakers are recommended. Take water breaks whenever you need. We're going to get started with this 30-minute program. You can modify any of the movements that I do. They are going to be fitness-based, sometimes plyometric, but you can always keep it low impact. Plyometric is sort of more jumping and explosive in nature. Let's go march it out, swing those arms, lift those knees. Today I did not have any time to work on my outfit, so I was like black and black matches. Although it's just like crazy day today. But I'm really happy to be here. I really want to do this workout. All right, at least reach up and pull a knee forward, which is what exactly we were doing just now, marching, but sort of with a different emphasis. Here's a side view. Think about sort of crunching vertically. So yeah, take water breaks anytime. This exercise class is about you and you finding what challenges you. All right, you are here to make those muscles burn, fatigue the muscles, and then take breaks whenever you need until you're ready to go at it again. I do generally, if you've taken my class before, let's take it to the side, open up those hips. I do generally alternate between lower body, upper body, just to give the upper body a break while the lower body's going and vice versa. That way we can keep it going for the full 30 minutes. So it's always like an active rest, like while the arm, that was kind of awkward, I was almost hitting my head. While the arms are going, the legs are resting, so on and so forth, and then we do some abdominals. But in general, you want to keep those abdominals nice and engaged throughout everything, even right now, right? I'm not doing a crunch, but I'm keeping my ab nice and engaged. Let's take our feet nice and wide. For comfort, I have my feet about shoulder distance apart, a little wider. Toes and knees turned out for that nice squat. We're always trying to keep the chest mostly lifted and the knees and toes in line with each other. So we're just warming up right now, getting the blood flowing, slowly increasing the pace of breathing and blood flow. And when we do start like the workout itself, the aim is to do 2 sets of 16. So if you think about weight training, we generally do sets and reps. And you can see 3 sets of 8, 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of 6, that's so on and so forth. And in this class, we're doing 2 sets of 16. Let's do some lunges. For instance, we'll do 16 lunges right now. Nice long stride, back knee bends down to about ankle height, hitting 90 degrees in both knees. You don't have to turn sideways, I'm just showing you the profile. You can face your device the whole time, or whatever is comfortable for you. Let's do about 8 more. And I do lose count a little bit sometimes. But the reason why I picked 16 is because it's a relatively high number of reps, because we don't have any external weights, so it's just our body weight. Sometimes for push-ups it can be a lot, but maybe for squats and lunges it doesn't feel as challenging. So you can always do more, you can do less. It's again about finding what challenges you, feeling that muscle fatigue, pushing a little bit beyond your limits. 8 more. Let's try to keep that chest up, vertical drop. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into a plank position. So elbows will be underneath our shoulders. Tuck those toes under. You can start with your butt a little higher and see how that feels for your abs. If you feel quite intensely in your abs, hold it right there. If you don't feel in your abs, you can lower it to about shoulder height. Press through those forearms. So not just the abdominals drawing up and in towards the spine, you want to squeeze your glutes and your quads as well. Almost everything in the front of your body is engaged in the plank here. You might feel a little bit of a calf stretch, right? Because your toes are tucked under. Do 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath, in and out. We're gonna do some push-ups. I'm gonna do this set on my knees. I'm gonna take my hands wider than the mat, wider than shoulder distance. I'm trying to aim for as plank of a position as I can. So straight line from ears, shoulders, hips, and knees. And I do mean ears too, because a lot of times people drop their heads forward like this and then do their push-up. We want to try to keep our head back in alignment with our spine as we do push-ups. So do your best to bend those elbows, lead with the chest, without leading with the nose, chin, or head. All right, so 8 more. Bending those elbows to about 90 degrees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're ready for our workouts. But again, you know, squats, lunges, those are all parts of the workouts anyways. All right, so we're in our extra wide squat. I'm going to go a little wider for this exercise here. We're going to pulse for 3. So 3, 2, 1. Step in. 3, 2, 1. Same length. Now, when I step up, I'm not like locking up my knees. There's still always a slight bend. And I'm really not putting my foot down. I can click my heels together, but you probably can't tell. I'm not like dragging my foot in off the ground. And the leg that's gonna feel some of that burn is actually not the moving leg. It's the leg that hasn't moved. It's stable. Whatever helps with your arm for balance. I know, we're doing triple pulses and actually count as 3, but I actually counted as 1. We have about 4 more of these. Before we do the other side, we're going to go down for a set of push-ups. The last triple here, 3, 2, 1. When we stay low and pulse for a very small range of motion, at the lowest point of the squat, we're keeping our muscles under overload, so a lot of extra tension. You don't have to pulse, you can go down. So let's go for our push-ups. If you want to try it on your toes, feel free, but keep it to your knees if you like. Let me show the first one on the knees. It's going to be a push-up into a down dog. It's like a nice stretch. And if you want to come to your knees again, push up. This isn't an official down dog because we don't, I mean, I think our hand placement is probably not correct. But just view it as plank, bend the elbows, get back on the plank, get out of the plank, stretch your calves a little bit. So you're breaking up the push-up. And this actually also works your shoulders a little bit more. I think we have about 8 more. We're going to work in those shoulders. When you do that push back, a little stretch to the chest even. Think about 5 more. Oh, I got to try really hard not to lead with my head here. Leading with the chest. Last 2. Arms should be pretty tired. Okay, and we've got a little bonus stretch in there. So now we're going to do our triple squat again. This time I'm going to step towards my left, which is your right, if you're mirroring me. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Quick heel, tap, heel click. Landing right into the squat, like I just softened my knees. So if you notice, I'm not stepping and then squatting. I'm going right into that squat. Nice. You can go as low as you'd like. Maybe you want to pulse for 4, I don't know. 3 is not enough for you? Got 8 more. And I'm shocking, I'm actually using my fingers to count because I can't actually count out loud. I'll just try. 3 more. And 2. And 1. So sustainingly, that feels overloaded. All right, I'm gonna give you an option here for the second set. We're gonna do a push-up. When you do the down dog, if you wanna lift the leg for a 3-legged down dog, I'm not a yoga person, but see it done. Just push you on a little tripod, okay? So if you do it on your knees, you do it in your knees, you come up into your plank, lift, and then I'm gonna switch my legs, all right? If you're doing it on your toes, same thing. Yeah, take your time with this. I mean, it's not a race. If you move really, really, really slowly, the push will be pretty hard. But take your time with the 3-legged down dog. Kind of a nice stretch. All right, so we're about halfway done. I'd say about 8 more, right? The 16 divided by 2 is 8. That's one pair gone. 3 more pairs. That's 6. I really should do more yoga. Right, Mindy? I think I'm always saying that. That's 2. You can always switch to your knees at any point. It's not like if you start on your toes, now you must commit to your toes the whole time. It's not like that at all. All right, let's continue our pulses. Our pulse, I don't know, our pulse scheme, I guess. I have my right leg in front, my left, which would be your right if you're mirroring me. All right, so here. I'm gonna give you 2 options here. One is pulse, 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 step in, go right back. And the other is pulse, 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 jump, pulse. All right, so when I jump, I give you a 3rd option, which is this heel click. Yeah, take it apart again. But that's pretty, we'll do that in a second now. So here we go. Pulse, 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 step in, pulse, 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 little jump. And when you do that little jump, you're landing right softly into that lunge again. Okay? And it's like you're jumping like maybe an inch. It's sort of the explosiveness of coming up a little faster. And if you're doing the step in, it's still pretty fast, right? Because you kind of have to explode up and then step it back down. 8 more. Gets the heart rate up a little bit. But again, it's not about how high you jump. It's about landing softly into that triple pulse of a lunge. 4 more. 3 sets of triple pulses. 3 more. Not 3 sets. Last one. Whew, okay, that's not that bad. All right, let's break it up with an abdominal. All right, so here, we are going to be working our quads still, I know. A little tiring sometimes. So you have the option of lifting both legs all the way straight or part way. Okay, so if your hamstrings are tight, or just listen to your abs and your lower back. Really scoop the belly here. My lower back is off the mat. I'm really engaging my abdominals. Now, the longer the lever, the harder the ab exercise, right? And let's say you decide to extend not so much vertical, which has its own challenges with hamstrings, but if you extend it out further, how does that change? How do you feel in your abs? Different, right? Now, what if I said you get rid of your arms? Not chop them off, but not use them. The option of here. If you open it wide, like you're going to hug someone, that increases the challenge too. Do 4 more. 3, 2. So you can see how with your own body, how you can change the intensity of exercises. And it's not like you grew an extra body part or picked up some extra weights. You just adjusted things. All right, before I forget which side we've done, let's get our other leg in front. And then same option. And if you want to do the heel flick, you have to jump a little higher because you need time to get your heels together and then back out. I said I was going to do it this round, so I guess I better do it. But you guys remember the other options, right? So you can do a step in or jump in place. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. This might make me slightly asymmetrical from one side to the other, but I'm not too concerned, mostly because I'm already asymmetrical. This like gets my heart rate more amazing. Whew. All right, got 8 more. Pulse, pulse, pulse. I stopped there. 3, 2. I think I discounted somewhere. All right, that was really hard. Going back down to the abs. Now, you know your options. Hands here, partial leg straightening, arms in front, arms open. All right, what's your choices as you extend the legs? For 16. Do you need to tap down for balance? Tap down. If not, keep your feet hovering above the ground. It's different if you go higher versus out. All right, play around with that. See how that challenges your quads. Your hamstrings are definitely getting stretched. It also changes how your abs work. Kind of changes your balance on your butt. Kind of alternating right now between two different angles. 6, 5, 4. Again, you can take breaks anytime. I'm not doing any official breaks. Just trying to keep it moving here. But don't feel bad about taking breaks. All right. Back to upper body. I like to go into different positions and not do squats all the time. We're actually going to go from a very wide squat. So let me get my feet extra wide. So hip distance apart, about 3 times hip width. You can actually shift into a side lunge from here. We're going to squat, side lunge, squat, side lunge. And notice this bent knee is staying bent. I'm only straightening one side. This knee shouldn't shoot past the toes. All right, it obviously shifts a little bit from over the ankle, but does not go past the toes. If it does shoot past the toes like this, you might be going too far or your feet aren't wide enough in the first place. All right, this is a nice hip opening exercise too. And really, what is burning out? The leg that's not straightening. Yeah, you're feeling the quads here when you straighten. When you straighten the leg, you also get a little break. All right, standing up break. So this leg is not on a break at all. 2 and 1. Okay, check it out real fast. We're actually going to go right into the other side because I want this to get the break, and this is actually pretty quick. The reason why I was switching threads on the other one because the triple pulse of heart rate is getting up there. So, all right, so we're here again, and I'm straightening only one leg. Okay, try to stay as low as you can. I'm really trying not to straighten the other leg at all. Just keeping it sort of locked in position. The knee angle just changed slightly, but again, I'm not trying to straighten the leg or bend. This kind of feels like a nice inner thigh stretch, right? All right, we have about 5 more. I can't count 5. And last one. All right, we're gonna work on triceps and chest. They're all kind of hand in hand here. I wish we could do a little bit more lats. We can try a little bit of lats here. But in triceps, you want your hands narrow, right under your shoulders instead of wide. All right. Tricep push-ups are a little more intense. So I'm actually gonna do them. I'm gonna do them on my knees because the benefit of really working the tricep is that your elbows bend to about 90 degrees. So if I'm on my toes and I only bend a couple inches, or a couple degrees, is not really getting to my triceps enough. So find a position, even if it's on your knees, that allows your elbows to bend to roughly about 90 degrees. Elbows are tucked in tight, right by my rib cage. So I feel the tank top brushing the inside of my arms. Ooh, this is intense. So I'm feeling it a lot, so I'm gonna just adjust my knees in a little bit. So this allows me to keep working in that good range of motion for my elbows, but I've adjusted how much work it feels. All right, so again, I haven't changed my body in the sense that I got a new body, but I changed the positions of my limbs to change how much weight my arms are experiencing. All right, now I told you last time. So we're done. Ugh, that's enough. Okay. We're gonna go into this exercise again. So our second set of 16, we did 16 here, right? But to feel a little more work on the leg we shift to, and then have you reach down, all right? And when you reach down, it's not about dropping the chest or collapsing. It's about shifting more weight. So here I have a certain amount of weight. But when I shift like that, feel that extra weight. Again, watch that knee, don't let it shoot past the toes. All right, let's start. Straighten and reach. It's like I'm taking something from the middle and putting it over to the side. Only straightening one leg. You feel that? Just feel the extra work. Now, if you don't want to do the lean, you don't have to. Because in our first set, remember, we didn't do lean. I really gotta do better this time. Maybe do 8 more. I hope you guys are all counting at home, because undoubtedly you guys are better counters than I am. 3 and 2 and 1. Right into the other side. You don't really need to replant our feet. I don't know why I did it last time. 3, 4. Imagine whatever it is you're moving on the floor with really good posture now, chest up, moving from point A to point B, just a couple feet of distance. Imagine if we moved everything like this. Give me 4 more. 3, 2. You feel the difference? Good. So again, I'm not collapsing, I'm just leaning over. Let's do our triceps. Gonna give some option here. If you have sensitive kneecaps that you want to do push-ups on your knees, you can always roll up your yoga mat or grab some extra towels. All right, because your kneecap, you don't want it to hurt while you're doing push-ups. Push-ups already hurt. Like, we don't need to add more pain. All right, so I'm gonna do a leg lifted. So you can do leg straight like this, or knee bent. But basically, it's a straight line from my shoulders, hips, and that knee or ankle. And this gives my, we're gonna do 8 on each side. This gives my triceps a little bit more work, more weight than if I had both knees on the ground. But it's a little less than if I was in a knee plank position. 2 more here. All right, take a quick break before I do the other 8. And we're supposed to do the whole thing. But what I mean is, let's say this version of the knees is too much for you, but maybe this version on the knees is a little too easy. So you can actually add this leg lift, which then once again kind of increases the amount of work felt in your arms. You're shifting forward onto those wrists, yeah? So make sure you're not going back like this, shift forward. And again, that just allows you to feel, you can gauge the right amount of work for your body. It's all about taking it to the next challenge that you can do with good form. 2 more. And last one. So this is all about the triceps here. The leg lifts, I mean, yeah, you're working your butt a little bit, but it wasn't about that so much. All right, you have about 6 minutes left, so I got to stretch in the last couple of minutes. So we're going to do a couple more things. We're going to go into a very narrow squat. Okay, actually, let me show you the side because we're going to go back into a lunge. So when you're in your squat, if you look at like my knee position, I'm not going to try to change too much. As in, I'm going to do a tap back. So if I lunge back, that's a reverse lunge. You can see my weight shift and see my knee bend change. I'm actually here about holding the squat, tap back, and I'm alternating. I'm alternating because I don't know how else time to do it. Okay. The nice thing about it is you alternate. You know, you're definitely doing the same number on each side. Start with the front leg, I will end with the back leg. So imagine you're holding, like, I don't know, a pot of coffee in your hand. You really don't want it to fall. So your whole thing is about upper body stability. You should have enough range of motion in your legs and your hips to move the legs without disturbing the rest of the spine. All right, 2 more pairs. Good. How do we feel? It's kind of like a single leg squat. All right, I'm going to go into a plank here. I'm going to do a plank on my wrist this time, but feel free to do it on your elbows. Okay. So here, and whether you're not on your elbows, or you're on elbows, I'm going to try to laterally take my legs to the side. Now, it's a little harder on the elbows because you're really close to the ground. Meaning you might go right into the floor. But the nice thing about it is you're going to instantly feel feedback. You're going to be like, oh, I hit the floor. I went down to the floor. Whereas if you're up here on your wrist and you're going laterally and your knee kind of falls a little bit, you won't feel that feedback because you won't hit the floor. So if you want that tactile feedback of did I lift my leg out to the side enough, you can go on your elbows. One benefit of being planked on your arm is you don't bend your knee on accident, by accident, but you also do work your arm muscles a little bit more. All right, so this is a lateral movement out to the side. All right, one more on each side. I'll admit that I never started counting for that, so it wasn't like I got lost in the count. I like never even remember one. Okay, I decided instead of doing alternating, we're gonna do 32. So same leg, 16 times, and then 30. All right, because it looks like we're good on time. Ready? 16 at this leg. 1, 2, 3, tap back. 4, 5. Try not to move. 6, 7. You're frozen. 8 more. Except for that one leg. Tap back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Did you know that isometrics, which is what we just did, right? We didn't do anything with the leg other than hold it. Isometric leg planks is actually one of the strongest ways, the best ways of getting stronger. But most people don't do it because it's really boring. Most people don't want to just hold a plank all the time or hold like the bar in the lowest position of a bench press, even though that would really help generate a lot of strength. Because it's quite boring. So people want to move. They want to pump that iron. They want to move the bar off their chest, right? Up and down. But there's a lot of benefits to isometric training, and a lot of people don't do enough of it. So you're moving here, distraction from the isometric. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going back to the plank isometric, and this is kind of a nice hip opening stretch, which we did in the beginning with this. Remember, out to the side, set for horizontal now. All right, I'm going to try this one on my elbows actually. And if you want to try the different, if you're on your elbows floor and you want to try it on your wrist, go for it. Just see how it feels different. All right, don't have your butt too high. Wherever it is, it stays. Wherever your butt is, try not to move it up and down like this, right? You don't want to pull your butt up as you pull your knee. You want that coffee pot full of coffee that was on your head before is now on your butt. Okay, I'm counting. That's 3 pairs. That's 4 pairs. Are we doing 16 total? We're 16 on each side. Okay, in the interest of time, we're going to do 16 total, 8 on each side. Last pair. All right, good. Let's come down. Do a little cobra stretch. You want a deeper cobra stretch? Feel free. This is your abdominals here, feeling the lengthening. Well done, well done. And then let's get into a cat-cow position. Knees underneath the shoulder, wrist underneath. Did I say knees under the shoulders? Geez, do you guys listen to me? Maybe you shouldn't. So the knees are underneath the hips and the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Round the spine and lift the chest. The head and neck will always be aligned with the chest or the upper part of the spine. So here's my smile. Here's my rainbow. Here's the cow. Here's the cat. What else can we think of? Here's the U. Here's the N. We're done with that. All right, give me a nice quad stretch. So anytime we do lots of quads, I need lots of squats and lunges, working quads. I've been sitting all day. This is a really great stretch, right? Because you're stretching like a flexor, pulling it back. When you're sitting, you're in a constant sort of flexed hip position here. So this is the opposite of that. Now, if you've been sitting for a really long time, it wouldn't just like grab your foot and like pull into this quad stretch. Because you could pull a muscle that's very tight. So you always kind of want to warm up and ease into a stretch. That means like maybe taking a little walk or march in place for a little bit to warm up. Oh, I meant to do this in the beginning. Gosh, I forgot. All right, so let's do it now. Get those shoulders loosened back up. So it's interesting because in the beginning of a workout, you do want to have your muscles loose and ready for the workout. And then you work out, you tighten them up with the contraction, right? Then you want to loosen them up again because you don't want to just stop the workout and then go to bed really, really tight. Because your muscles will stay tight if you don't sort of stretch them out again. So I hope you had fun in this 30-minute class and feel a little sore the next day. So you feel like I've accomplished something. I'm always sore, so hopefully you are too. Thanks so much,
That made me
guys.
sweat. That was actually surprising.
I know, me too. Every week I'm like, I can't believe I'm sweating.
Missed you last week.